Do you ever find yourself holding back from saying what you really think because you know that people are going to meet you with things like you're being aggressive, you are making a fuss, you are causing drama? If so, it's not your fault, and I'm going to explain why in this video. Hello, my name is Suze Hughes, and I am a clinical hypnotherapist, a Reiki master, and an ACHA accredited crystal therapist. And I am also the founder of the Conscious Crystal Collective. So when I was scrolling on my laptop this morning at the news, I found an article about Amanda Abbington, who, as you probably know, has had a lot of dealings with the BBC recently, and she's made some allegations about her treatment on her the time that she was on Strictly. This article is so on point. I'm going to share it with you. So in this article by Barbara Ellen in The Guardian, she talks about how Amanda Abbington has been treated by the public, particularly when she was on Newsnight recently, and the way that she was instinctively regulating her language. That's how she puts it. This the bone deep female terror of complaining. And it is so true. It's not necessarily because women are like unsure or timid. It's because they know the slightest bit of language that is contentious in any way, or they just know that by speaking up, something's, coming to them. She also talks about, it's really interesting because she talks about witches and the witch trials in Britain, and how during these times, it was around the 1600s, but we've seen examples of skulls bridles from the 17 and 1800s as well. Skulls bridles were used as a way to punish and to humiliate women who spoke up, who were skulls, which essentially the definition of a skull was a woman who was complaining, a woman who was speaking up for causing disruption of the peace, I guess is how they would have looked at it. And these scold's bridles were these big iron contraptions that went over, and it had like a clamp on the tongue that would clamp the tongue down. Some of them had spikes, some of them were just quite rough, but they would have been very uncomfortable. And then these women were sort of paraded down the streets to be humiliated, or they would sometimes even have to wear them in their own homes as almost like a warning to their children of what would happen as a woman if you spoke out. So, linking that back to us in the modern age, these beliefs about how women should be, how women should speak up, have been perpetrated throughout history the entire time, that women should be meek, we should be quiet, we should be polite, we should be grateful. And we should not do anything to disrupt that peace. If we speak up and it causes other people to be uncomfortable, then that's our fault, and we should shrink ourselves and make sure that we don't ever make people feel uncomfortable. And so we have, obviously, that's been passed down through generations and generations. But also we see it, it's really prevalent, like in that Amanda Abbington example, it's really prevalent in society today. So from a really young age, we are absorbing all these beliefs about what it means to be a woman, and what it means to be an acceptable woman in the world, and what it means to speak up as a woman. And so many of us really struggle with speaking up and saying what we want, saying what we believe, even asking for things. I do remember when I was a child going to a friend's house and they would say, "Oh, do you want a drink?" I'd always say no. I have no idea why. It was that feeling of like, I can't impose myself, even though they'd asked me. And so we learn to shrink and make ourselves smaller. So the question is, what can we do about it? And the first step with this is really about self-awareness. So it's about being aware of when we are shrinking ourselves, when we are not speaking up. So many people that I see in Reiki sessions and things like that, they come with sore throats. They struggle with sore throats, and there is a lot of stuck energy around their throats because they are constantly holding it in, repressing that energy down, and not allowing themselves to speak up when they really want to or need to. So, I mean, from an energetic point of view, yes, Reiki is absolutely amazing, but there's lots of other things that you can do to move that stuck energy around as well. So one of those things is singing. You can sing, you can shout, you can scream. Singing is probably like the most accepted in society. So anything that's moving the energy, like moving the voice through, is a really good thing to do. You can also use things like drumming and sound and music in terms of the vibration. Sound healing is incredible. In terms of crystals, there are there's so many different ways that we can approach this, but particularly if we're thinking about the throat chakra. And remember, there's lots of reasons as well why women don't allow themselves to speak, and it can all be up around here. But obviously as well, if there's self-esteem issues and things like that, then there could be blockages elsewhere. But just looking at it from a throat chakra perspective, then crystals that are really good for the throat chakra, things like sodalite, kyanite, any blue crystals are great. I really love lapis. So any blue crystals are a good one for the throat chakra. And in terms of what you can do with the crystals, because if you know me, you will know that as much as I absolutely love crystals, for me it's about really learning to work with the crystals, using the crystals as tools. And so crystal meditations and really using the crystals as a tool for self-connection is where we want to be. So I mean, you can just place the crystal on your throat while you're meditating. You can hold it and really visualize that blue light. You can visualize a blue light flowing up through your body. Or there are more specific crystal meditations that we can do that really tap into the subconscious beliefs around all this stuff. And they're the kind of things that we do in our membership at the collective. So I will pop some information about that underneath if you're interested. We've just started a beta membership this week, which is really, really exciting. But it's essentially a place to bring women together who really value and want to prioritize rest and want to prioritize self-connection and strengthening intuition and all those things in their lives, but find it really difficult. And we all do. And that's the thing. This is, if you struggle to speak up for yourself, it is no wonder. Like, it is not your fault. There's so many things at play here. But what we like to do in the collective is just start to gently practice and to gently bring these beliefs into the light and to start to take action to shift through them. So if you're interested, please do reach out if you've got any comments whatsoever. I would love to hear them.